Sometimes you wish a front panel wouldn't be just rectangular. You might like it to have any shape, and it's possible to create a front panel in Front Panel Designer based on a DXF shape. And if you have a CAD application externally, making a DXF file might not be an issue for you. If you, like me, are not from mechanical engineering department, but use Front Panel Designer because it's a really cool application for me to create aluminum panels and have some sort of CAD features which are easy for me to use. I made a script where I can just enter coordinates of points where I want the corners of a given panel to be. Okay, so this script looks like this. Panel shape from coordinates. And it doesn't have a GUI, so don't try to just run it. Rather open the script like this and look inside how it's working. There are a few test sets, as you can see. So there are simply examples of how to create a set of coordinates. And these examples are all overriding each other. So we would have to comment them out a little at a time to show how it works. But you can see the latest set of coordinates in the script right here. It tells us that it will give us a house. So what I expect is to have something like a roof and then a body of a house. If we look at the coordinates, you can see the shape will start in 0.0 and then it will go to 0.60. So we can imagine 0.0, 0.60, and then it goes to 60.90. So that would be up there, and then it goes to 120.60, and then down to 120.0, and then it would go back. So yes, it should indeed be a house. And if we execute the script right now, we'll see what happens in the background. There you have it, a shape of a house, basically. If you look inside the script to see how it is working, what it does is it takes this set of coordinates, it creates a new front panel here, then it calls a function called shape from coordinates. It sets it as the contour of the panel and adds the front panel. That's the JavaScript involved. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me just open this up again. No, I don't want to save it. Thank you. And those functions being called in this script are found later down in the script. So actually you just need to worry about the first few 120 lines and then just forget about all the code in the end of the script. So yeah, this is really what you should focus on. Now, if you look at the panel we just created, it actually has an engraving, and it also has an inner cutout. So the script does more than just give you the shape of something. It also makes an example of how you can use the same functionality of creating a DXF file from coordinates to create cutouts and also HPGL engravings in the same way. So let's just quickly take a look at those features. It's really just what happens in these two sections here. You see it says add an engraving with the same form as the panel but shrunk 3 millimeters. So this is why you see the engraving is not at the edge of the panel, but yeah, it's shrunk. And it just gives you an example how you can create a new set of coordinates with this script as well, which will be shrunken 3 millimeters. Further down we have a shrunken version as a cutout, which is then shrunk 10 millimeters, and that gives you the cutout in the middle. So if let's say that we just remove this, we should now just have a clean panel having the shape of a house, and we get that. All right, I'll just show you some of the other examples. You can see I now comment out the coordinates for the house. So what we have left now is the coordinates for a star. And I made a small loop to create these coordinates automatically, but that will probably give me a star if I press this button, and there you go. If you notice that the endpoints of the star is not sharp, they are round, and that's due to the third parameter for each coordinate. If you looked at the house, actually, you can see that, let me just uncomment the, well, no, I shouldn't need to uncomment, but if you look at the house panel, you see that this corner, oh, actually this corner is sharp. This has a radius, this has a radius, that has a radius, and this has a radius too. And that is the third coordinate in each set of coordinates, or the third parameter in the set of coordinates. So you can see for the first corner that we define, it says 2. So it should have a radius of 2. In fact, I just said that it was sharp, but if we zoom in, you can see that it does in fact have a rounding of 2 millimeters. You can even see that from the grid selected here. And then it says that the next corner on the house would have a rounding of 5. The one in the top would have a radius of 10, and out here 5 again. Okay, so that's what you get from that. Now, if you look at how the star was generated, you can see that the last parameter in all cases is 5. But let's say that I set this to 0 instead and try to create a star again. You should see an absolutely sharp shape of the star. So for each coordinate point, it's not just x and y, it's also which radius you want it to bend with. That's really cool. Just quickly, I'll show you how the last few examples look, because they may expose something related to the flexibility of this. Okay, just a crazy shape, but possible. And let's see if there's another crazy shape in the top set. And yeah, there were. And yes, that was a crazy shape for the last panel as well. All right, so that was the panel shape from coordinates. It can do more than panels. It can also make DXF shapes for use as HPGL engravings, cutouts for use in your various front panels.